96 years on, 9 soldiers have been given back their names. One of these soldiers is John Cyril Wynne, and I'm here with his great-nephew, Peter Wynne. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure, Rachel.
Can you tell me about the role that your great-uncle played in the war?
Well, he came across here as a volunteer soldier for the Australian Army in 1916, and he fought at the Battle of Fromelles, and he lost his life here. And we knew that he came to France and fought for Australia, but we didn't know where he was. And I watched the show on television and read about it in the newspaper, so I rang up the number and left my name, and they contacted me and said, can you send in a family tree, which I did. And then I got another phone call, said, oh, Peter, would you be prepared to volunteer your DNA? And I said, yeah. I was very excited about that as well, and so I sent my DNA sample in, and they came back and said, oh, we'd like to DNA test another member of your family, your brother. So they DNA tested my brother Graham, and all of a sudden I got this phone call, come out of the blue, that it was a positive match.
How did that feel? Because a lot of these families will never have names on these tombstones. It's very hit and miss.
Yeah, we're very privileged. We're very privileged, aren't we? You know, and it's a combination now of being here to give him respect. And I think if anyone's out there and they think they had someone lost in the First World War, contact the Australian war graves, because what I experienced today, you'd never experience again. It's such a moving time, a moving moment. It was so well put together. It was very exciting.
Take me through the feelings today, because Fromelles has really taken these soldiers. They hold a very special place in its heart.
That's what's dear to me as well, knowing that the French, the English and the Aussies are all here together, and to hear those 3 national anthems that brought everybody together as one, that was a very moving moment, I thought, and they're getting the respect that I thoroughly know they deserve and earned. And it's a wonderful day.
One of the reasons this has been able to happen today is because of the work of an extensive DNA team. One of that team is David Richardson. Hello.
Hi.
Can you take me through how complex this work is?
Sure. I mean, the identification of individuals is based on DNA as well as artifacts, history and also anthropology. But the DNA is one of the keys to actually positively identifying the soldiers. And when we started the project, I've been working on the project since the outset, from the excavation, right in the early days, from Pheasant Wood. We thought we might identify 1 or 2 soldiers because it is so complex, and it's getting all of those things together and getting it right, finding the family members with the right genetic match. But here we are, 119 soldiers identified. I mean, it's incredibly moving, it's incredibly sad, but it's just fantastic as well.
And how do you and your team feel? You're in the lab, you're working on these results, and then you come here today and you get to meet, the living proof of your work, Peter Wynne.
It's really remarkable. I mean, I work for the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, and we managed the project for the excavation on behalf of the 2 governments, and we had a laboratory working with us. So, I know these guys really intimately. I saw the excavation from the early days. I followed it through. I was here for all the burials. And then you see the relatives of these soldiers. I mean, it just makes it so worthwhile.
And how many more names could be put on these tombstones?
Well, there's up to 131, and there's 2 more years of testing. So the ceremony in 2014 will be the last time that we have headstones with names on them. So all I can say is, that there's a possibility that we will name up to 131 more soldiers. And as I said before, it depends on the DNA match. So if you're a family member and you think that you've got a relative here, you need to get working on a family tree and then do some testing. But it's using that with the anthropology and the artifacts that we found with the soldiers, and also the history that we know about the battalions and soldiers that were fighting here at Fromelles.
Okay, well there you go. Over the next 2 years, more names could be bestowed to the soldiers here at Fromelles.